The judge looked down at the papers, paused. Then he laughed. Not a chuckle, not polite confusion. It was sharp, brief, surgical, like he had just realized the punchline to a joke told behind my back. Across the courtroom, she smiled, legs crossed, dress perfectly creased. Her new husband, my former CFO, gripped her hand like he'd just won something. They thought I was finished. They thought this was the end, the $99 million exit. The company I bled for, the legacy I built from dirt and debt. According to their lawyers, I'd forfeited it all. They'd rehearsed this moment, down to the way she didn't even look at me when she walked in, like I was a placeholder in a life she'd already rewritten. The judge cleared his throat, and in that moment, before he spoke, I already knew. They'd miscalculated. Not in their math, in me. 16 months ago, I signed the paperwork. The sale went through. The company was no longer mine, on record at least. But I saw the way she changed months before the papers hit the table. Her smiles grew too tight, her praise too practiced. We'd lie in bed, and I could feel the space between us thickening. She stopped asking about the numbers, stopped pretending to care. I thought it was stress, the pressure of success. Maybe we were just burning out from the same flame. But one night, I saw her phone light up. A text from him, her friend from finance, the man I trusted with company accounts. Late-night strategy calls, private projections, sensitive details. She didn't flinch when I asked who it was. Too confident, like she thought I wouldn't connect the pieces. And for a while, I didn't. Not out loud. When the divorce was filed, I knew what was coming. She wanted half, maybe more. And he'd already resigned, started a consulting firm the week after the sale closed. They were building something. Together. They thought they were playing chess, but they didn't know the board was mine. For months, I kept my head down. Let the lawyers trade threats and figures. Let them laugh in private. Let them think I'd roll over to protect my public image. But behind the scenes, I reconstructed everything. The corporate structure, the holding companies, the trusts. They didn't know the final sale went through a shell. They didn't know the IP was transferred to a private subsidiary 2 days before signing. They saw the number, $99 million, and thought it was the whole pot. They didn't know it was the decoy. They didn't know I'd already moved the real money, quietly, legally. And when they submitted their demand to the court, I let it ride. Because the real documents, the ones that mattered, weren't in the courtroom yet. The judge stopped laughing long enough to speak. "Mrs. Carter," he said, adjusting his glasses, "you and your counsel have submitted claims based on a sale that does not legally exist in your husband's name." Her face froze. He held up the paperwork, my paperwork, ownership, transfer history, digital trails, chain of custody, all filed, all dated, all irrefutable. I didn't look at her. I looked at him, the man she thought could outmaneuver me. His confidence cracked first, then the twitch in her jaw, the stiffness in her spine. The judge leaned back. This court cannot divide what the petitioner no longer legally owns. Her lawyer scrambled. She whispered something, panicked, urgent, off script. But it was done. The trap had closed. And I never had to say a word. After the hearing, she approached me in the hallway, alone. Her heels clicked fast against the floor, echoing in the silence. "You bastard!" she hissed. I turned, not angry, not smug, just done. "You played me," she said. I tilted my head. "No," I said calmly. "You just thought I wouldn't notice you were playing me." She looked at me like a stranger, like she finally saw who she'd underestimated. "This was your plan the whole time?" "No," I said, "just the backup." He stood behind her, watching, pale, silent. I let my eyes rest on him for half a second, then turned back to her. "You got nothing," she said. "You spent years. And for what?" I smiled. It wasn't about the money. I stepped past her, paused. Next time you decide to betray someone, I said without turning, don't pick the man who built the game you're trying to cheat. I didn't go out and celebrate, didn't post online, didn't tell friends. I just drove home, alone. The silence wasn't heavy, it was clean. That company was never about wealth. It was about control, legacy, power. She tried to steal that. He tried to erase it. But today, I reminded them both, I don't lose what's mine. Not to thieves, not to liars, and definitely not to amateurs.